We're Brian and Sydney. This year, we're getting married and leaving our home in North Carolina to travel across the US in our newly converted cargo van. But we still have to build it. Follow along as we create our new home.
Alright guys, today's looking like a good day, and I'll tell you why. So we're gonna have a bunch of partition walls like here, farther down, and I've been working on cutting those out, and I've been frustrated with my inability to get them to fit. So what do I have here? This is already looking interesting. Doesn't look great, I'm gonna be honest. I told you it was really difficult.
Okay.
Also, I only had a couple hours to work, so
That took a couple hours?
I didn't really have that great of a method for it. But, as always, knowledge is power. And I YouTubed some different tactics people use to make templates. So, here's my first template of the day. And look at this bad boy. So this is for the rear partition wall. Like a freaking glove. I don't know if that could get much better. It looks like there's a little space, but that's actually just Sharpie line. Perfection. So I got that. I got this one's for the whole wall. You can already tell it's gonna be perfect. So here we go. I just trimmed it and look at that. That's what I like to see. It's looking pretty good to me. And then yeah, so I didn't line this up quite right. Alright, so here's my innovative solution, because my method works for making the top one and for making the side one, but I have a hard time matching them up and doing them together. So I just took my top one, overlaid it on the side one, and then punched some nails through here to just kind of keep it in place. So I'm going to take this and use that to trace out the wall on a piece of plywood, if we have any plywood that it'll fit on. And then maybe cut out another one of these bad boys. Alright, today we're looking to do some wall paneling. So all week I've been cutting out wall panels and making templates to follow the curves of the ceiling, different curves of random things. And yeah, so they're all mostly ready. And today we're just gonna hang them up and hopefully it all works perfectly. So we put up the wall panel, we used the nail gun, and the nails were shooting like through the board, and they don't have a lot of holding power. So we just used a lot more nails than we thought we needed. And when you put in enough nails, then it starts to hold. There was one spot we decided to use a screw instead of nails because it just wasn't happening, and that's going to be hidden anyway. But yeah, it fits, it's up, one down. So a lot to go.
Our second wall panel is done, and the new screws make a huge, or new nails make a huge difference.
Oh yeah, it's like we were using the wrong tool before, and now we're using the right tool.
Yeah, so huge difference. So that one's up. And the next one we're trying to work on is the one right behind the driver's seat, which is the most difficult because this is where the van starts to curve at the roof, and then also you have this curve here. So what we're thinking is that we're going to be able to do our wall panel that curves here and extend here. So we're doing one piece, making a cut here. That way this piece can be flat and this one can curve with the side. And then our goal is to hopefully do above cab shelf. But we really don't know. But that's what we're currently working on, is this puzzle. And boy, it is a puzzle.
Howdy, partner. We're running some wires to the main hub.
So Brian has been working on this wall panel, and we just drilled holes into it so we could feed the wires through. So Brian wanted to cut the holes, feed the wires, and then hang it up. And then he'll be working on the electrical compartment, I suppose.
On today's agenda for Just Brian, I'm gonna be routing all of the bump outs. So when we put the wall panels, we intentionally made these come way out over, and I'm going to take the router and get nice flush edges all around. But I have never used a router before. So I've got my test set up right here, and I'm about to route my first route. I already had to go back to Lowe's because the bit I got did not fit this router. The router is a generous contribution from Jovi. Also the nail gun and the air compressor. Thanks, Jovi, helping out the van build initiative a lot. But yeah, that's what I'm going to be trying to do. Figure out how the router works and then route out all those spots. Stay tuned. Got a little bit dusty in there, but the routing is all done. So this one's looking fine. We might want to do some more nails right here. This was the wall panel that we were learning on as far as the nail gun. This one's looking good. Cut this out, not great. That was from me cutting out the wall panel though. Everything the router did looks beautiful. Look at that puppy. Starting to cut some holes where things are gonna go. I think you wanted us to not cut the holes until after you painted, right?
Yep.
But I need to run some more wires, and we already put this wall panel up, so we're cutting out these ones so that we can pull the wires through. But it's exciting. I'm really excited to start putting stuff in the walls. Like, by next week, this should all be painted, and we should have, like, stuff in the walls.
We should.
What? And then the van's done.